Atlanta Business and Data Science C Academy for the Gifted Season 1. Building an AI-powered fundraising solution from scratch. Episode 1. Turning business goals into numbers. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. In our last lesson, we met our client, Atlanta Local, and learned about the challenge they're trying to solve. Today, we're going to take the first step that every technology consulting team takes before writing a single line of code. We're going to translate a business goal into measurable numbers. Because before you can build software, you first have to understand exactly what success looks like. So let's pretend we just finished our first meeting with Atlanta Local. After speaking with the client, we learned something very important. Their primary objective is simple. They want to raise $30,000 in donations to establish their first permanent headquarters. Now, that's a great business goal. But here's the problem. You can't build software around a sentence. You build software around measurable requirements. So our job is to take that vision and translate it into numbers. The first thing we needed to determine was, who are we trying to reach? For the first phase of this campaign, Atlanta Local wants to focus on one audience: Atlanta celebrities and influencers. Why? Because this audience has both the financial capacity and the community influence to help accelerate the campaign. Once we know who we're targeting, now we can begin making assumptions. Since this is a brand new campaign, we don't have historical fundraising data yet, so we need to make reasonable assumptions. After discussing the campaign with the client, we decided to begin with an average donation of $2,000 for this audience. Remember, this isn't a fact. It's simply our starting assumption. Later in the project, real data will replace these assumptions. Now let's ask a simple question. If our goal is to raise $30,000 and our average donation is expected to be $2,000, how many successful donations do we need? The math is straightforward. $30,000 divided by $2,000 equals 15. That means our first measurable business requirement becomes, we need 15 successful donations. Notice what just happened. A vague business goal became a measurable target. But now we have another question. How many people do we actually need to contact to generate those 15 donations? Again, we don't have historical campaign data, so we make another assumption. Let's assume a 5% conversion rate. That means about 5 out of every 100 qualified prospects will become donors. So let's work backward. If we need 15 donations, and we expect 5% of our qualified prospects to donate, then we need to reach approximately 300 qualified leads. Now, let's define something you'll hear throughout this series: a qualified lead. A qualified lead is someone who matches the characteristics of the audience we're trying to reach and has a realistic likelihood of supporting our campaign. In this case, qualified leads are Atlanta celebrities and influencers who align with Atlanta Local's mission and are reasonable candidates for a donation request. Not every contact is qualified, and that's an important distinction. Now, let's talk about cost. Every business solution has a cost associated with it. For now, we're going to make one more assumption. Let's assume the total monthly cost of operating this campaign, including the software we're building, is $1,800. Again, this is simply a working assumption. We'll replace it with actual costs as we collect real business data. If our campaign succeeds, we raise $30,000. We spend $1,800. That leaves us with $28,200 in net income after campaign expenses. Now we're starting to understand the financial impact of the solution we're building. But businesses don't stop there. One of the most important questions they ask is, was this investment worth it? That's where return on investment, or ROI, comes in. ROI helps us measure how much value we created compared to how much we spent. If our software helps generate significantly more money than it costs to operate, then we've created real business value. So why does any of this matter? Imagine we're running multiple marketing campaigns: an email campaign, a social media campaign, live community events, partnership outreach. Each one will produce a different return on investment. If email generates an 11 return, social media generates a 15 return, and live events generate an 8 return. Where should the marketing team invest more of their time and budget? The answer isn't based on opinions. It's based on data. That's why we measure performance. Right now, everything we've built is based on assumptions. Assumptions are useful, but assumptions are not evidence. In our next lesson, we're going to answer an important question. How do we collect the data that allows us to replace assumptions with facts? Because once we begin collecting real campaign data, our dashboards, analytics, and AI will have something meaningful to learn from. I'll see you in the next lesson.